Hello, I'm Alba, one of the Janome educators. You're catching me finishing up an embroidery so that I could share my favorite Janome feature with you for today, and that is the hoop forward feature. Let me turn the camera around. Hello everyone, again I'm Alba. Today I'm with you on the Memory Craft 15,000 and I'm going to be sharing with you the hoop forward feature. I am finishing up an embroidery and I am doing some trapunto, shadow work, trapunto work in embroidery. And it's very similar to this block here. And as you could see, there's some shadowing or coloring behind that white topper fabric that's sandwiched underneath. And this is where I'm going to use my hoop forward to be able to trim out all those fabrics. If you've ever done in the hoop applique or you've done in the hoop projects, bags and all kinds of different things, you'll see how this feature is really, really helpful. I'm seeing that I have lots of people joining me. I'm seeing Texas, Arkansas, New York. Please let me know where you're watching from. I hope you've been enjoying these segments as much as I've enjoyed doing them. So I'm going to turn the camera around and move the camera a little bit. And as I'm going through, I am also going to be answering some questions. So I'm going to try not to make you too dizzy and get this right in front of my machine. Perfect. And I'm just going to change the tilt of that a little bit. So today I'm talking to you about the hoop forward function. I'm on the Memory Craft 15,000, but this is a feature that's pretty common and universal to all of the Janome embroidery machines and the embroidery sewing combo machines. So that hoop forward function was something that Anne brought up briefly as she was going over the custom based function. And I noticed that there were quite a few questions on it. So we're going to spend a little bit more time on that today. So I'm seeing people are joining me from all over the country. Washington, California, New Hampshire. So please make sure to comment as you're posting what your favorite Janome machine is. I'm curious to see what everyone is working on. Now that hoop forward function is this tab right here where my stylist is. And the tab itself looks like a picture of a hoop with an arrow pointing away from it. When we open up this function, you're going to see quite a few different options available to you. And I'm going to explain what each one is. What these three options appear, how the hoop is going to move. So with this one on the left-hand side, the left-hand corner of the hoop is going to move towards your right-hand side. When you press the option in the middle, the hoop will move straight down from the center towards you. And when picking the option all the way on the right-hand corner of the hoop will move diagonally towards the left. So for today, for me showing you the trimming and how I use this, I'm going to move the camera back towards my embroidery and just bear with me as I get this focused. And as I'm doing this, I'm seeing Canada, I'm seeing so many different places. So I'm going to move this hoop, and because of where my camera is, I want this to move towards the right or towards where I'm standing. Now, I said that I was doing shadow work trapunto, and I've actually trimmed away some of this. There, that's a bit better. So I've trimmed away some of this, and what that hoop forward function does is allows me to get really close. And as you're trimming, you just want to make sure not to cut into what I have is batting underneath the layers of fabric, and not to cut into your stabilizer. You also don't want to put pressure on your hoop and on your fabric. You don't want that stretching out. And you see how by moving that hoop closer towards me, it makes it so much easier to trim this out. So I said that I was doing trapunto shadow work. So what I have here is my batting that's hooped with a little bit of no-show mesh, not to change the hand of this. And the first portion of my built-in design to the Memory Craft 15,000 was the flower. And you see how I trimmed that all away. And now I'm trimming away this green section to expose the leaves. And that hoop forward function really does make this easy to be able to get to all of those pieces. Now, I'm not going to have you watch me trim this all out, but I think that you can understand what I meant by trimming this all out. And you want to get really nice and close because this will show. But what I love about Janome is they think about safety features. If I tap that icon, it will return the hoop back home. But let's say I forget to do that. Will this start embroidering in the wrong place? Absolutely not. If I do that, my machine is going to know to go to the correct position, and it will not start embroidering until I have decided and I realize, yes, this is what I want to do. So I love that Janome thinks of every possible way that we could make an error and tries to put in safety features to allow for those. Now, if you were going to return that hoop back home, you would do that by just tapping the icon again for that hoop forward function, and it'll return it back home. But as you could see, even without me remembering to do that, I love all the built-in safety features that Janome puts in. So I'm seeing Doris is asking to review again, where we're talking about the hoop forward function. And I will be more than happy to show that to you again. So that hoop forward function may not be in the same spot if you're not working with the 15,000. But as I said, this is a very universal function. And it allows you to move the hoop towards you. This comes in really handy for trimming out threads and for trimming fabric for applique, as I've done with this particular design. And again, if you forget to move that back to the home position and get yourself in that right spot, Janome has these built-in safety features that will really prevent you from making a mistake. And I am looking at any other questions that we have. We have Delaware. Lots of Canada. And lots of requests for different types of features. So please make sure to comment on what type of features you would like. And I have to apologize, the videographer, I am not, but we're really trying our best. I want to remind you to really reach out to your Janome dealers to learn more about the Memory Craft 15,000 and the other wonderful machines that Janome offers. That's one thing I like, that there's a machine for any feature that you're looking for and for every budget that you might have. So reach out to our dealers. They're there to support you, and they're doing curbside delivery and shipping product to you. So reach out to your local Janome dealer. And I'm just checking if we have any other questions. And I'm seeing Sally is asking, can we get past videos? Yes, they're on the Janome Sewing Machine Facebook page. And as you scroll through past posts, you will see all the videos. There's also a tab on the Facebook page that's just for videos, and you could view all of the Janome videos that we've posted. Perfect. I'm glad that you've enjoyed this segment on the Hoop Forward feature. I love that Janome has machines that are just packed with so many features that we could really go on endlessly with what our favorite is. I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you for joining me on this Facebook Live segment. See you soon.